Hello everyone, this is Crystal Putoff back with my turkey egg that I'm working on. I am ready to dye this egg in pumpkin. I want to get an orange color on it, and as I explained earlier, there is a tiny crack in the egg. I have to wait for the focusing to come in, but right there, well, trust me, there's a little tiny crack. And I don't want the dye to get in the egg. So what I am doing is using the freezer method. So I'm going to have to move the camera here for just a second and show you what I do. The egg is, I unplug the egg and I opened my freezer and I put the egg right there in the freezer, right like that. It's sitting on top of something because I don't want it to get wet. Now, it only has to be in there for about a minute. So while that's in there, what I'm going to do is get the dye ready, because once I take it out of the freezer, I want to handle it as little as possible. So I want to have my dye and everything I'm going to need completely ready to go, so I can take the egg out of the freezer and put it very quickly into the dye. I usually allow about a minute in the freezer. So this is my pumpkin dye, and normally I would not dye on my kitchen counter, but I'm going to, because otherwise I'd have to walk back into my studio, which I do, but I don't want to carry the camera and the egg and do that together. So I've got my jar of dye open, and I'm going to be using this silicone plug to plug the egg. So it has been about a minute. So I will take the egg out. It's going to be cold. I'm going to put the plug in there. And then I am going to put it in the dye and hold it down. And then I'll leave it in here. After about a minute, I'll check it and see how it's taking, see if it's dark enough. It does seem to take a little faster when you use this method. And there's a whole science about this. I believe it was Jennifer Kwong posted this a while ago about the science of the egg being colder on the inside than the dye is on the outside, and so the air is on the inside is pushing out. It all made sense to me when I read it, but I can't really repeat it now because I don't remember it all, because that was a while ago that I actually read that. This spoon I'm using is compliments of my good friend Donna Wilkins, one of the original Zion eggheads. She found these, I don't know, 15 years ago at Kroger's, and she went to every Kroger's in the Peoria area and bought all of these spoons. So I can't find them anymore, but they are fabulous. Okay, so it's been about a minute. I'm looking at it. It's turning orange. I want it to be a little bit darker. So I'll put it back in for a few more minutes. When it's done, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to let it well, I'm going to blot it off, and then I'll let it dry, and then I will start the wax process, and I'll take the plug out of it. When I get ready to put it in the next color, I'll just repeat this process. I stick it in the freezer for a minute, plug it, put it in the dye, then work on it. Remember to plug the egg, otherwise you have a big mess with dye getting in the egg. You've sort of defeated the purpose of using the cold to keep the dye from getting into the crack. Okay, so now I am going to take it out. This is the pumpkin color from Ukrainian gift shop, and it is beautiful on my egg. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, that is the freezer method, and it'll work on any kind of egg that you have. I've used it on chicken eggs. I've obviously used it on the turkey eggs. I used it on a goose egg once. So it's a way to save your egg. Now, if you have a huge crack, it may not work as well, but a smaller crack, hey, process works great. Alrighty, there we go. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned because I'm going to keep working on this egg, and it should be done in maybe another couple of segments. Thanks for watching.